So, what does it really take to build a top-tier cybersecurity expert today? It's a huge question, right? Well, we stumbled upon a fascinating potential answer, and it wasn't where you'd expect. We found it in a university syllabus for a FinTech security course, and today we're going to tear it apart and see what makes it tick. I mean, seriously, how do you prepare someone for the crazy, high-stakes world of financial technology? The answer the syllabus gives us, well, it's not just about learning to code or spot malware. It goes so much deeper than that. Yeah, it turns out it takes way more than just hitting the books. This syllabus we found isn't just a reading list. You have to think of it more like a blueprint, a complete guide for building a professional from the ground up. It's not just about what they know, but who they need to be. All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at why this is more than just a class. Then, we'll dig into the technical toolkit, all the gear they need. After that, we'll see how they're thrown into the real-world gauntlet. And finally, we'll get to the most surprising part of all, the unteachable attitude. Okay, first up, let's talk about the whole philosophy here. This isn't just about passing a final exam. The entire thing is designed to go way beyond theory to create people who are actually ready for a career from day one. And here's the difference in a nutshell. Traditional education, it often feels like it's all about cramming theory just to pass a test. But this approach is totally different. It's this incredible blend of theory, real hands-on application, and this is the key, the right personal mindset. It's all about making sure you can actually thrive out there. So with that big idea in mind, what's actually in the toolkit? What's the core knowledge these future experts need to master just to walk in the door? And listen, this isn't your average IT 101. We're talking about the absolute cutting edge here. Zero trust, AI security, defending against ransomware, protecting the supply chain. These are the biggest battles companies are fighting right now. These topics are pulled straight from the front lines, from big-time conferences like CyberSec Taiwan. Let's just pause on one of those for a sec. Zero trust. The old way was to build a big wall around your company's network. This is totally different. The philosophy is never trust, always verify. It assumes a threat could already be inside the building. So it's like a bouncer at an exclusive club who checks your ID every single time you try to go anywhere. No exceptions. And get this, how they learn is just as modern as what they learn. We can forget about some single, dusty old textbook. Their material comes from everywhere. Podcasts like Cybersecurity Unzipped, full-on certification courses on YouTube. Even just the slide decks from major industry conferences. It's a learning diet for the 21st century, for sure. But look, knowledge is one thing. Being able to use it is another. So the next piece of the puzzle is what we're calling the real-world gauntlet. This is where theory gets hammered into actual skill through some intense, hands-on practice. And the way they teach tells you everything you need to know. Look at this. Lectures make up less than half the class time. The majority, it's all about active participation. Discussions, group projects, and then you see it. 10% of the course is dedicated to fostering a proactive attitude. You just don't see that anywhere else. The course is literally pushing students out of the classroom and into the professional world. And these aren't just friendly suggestions. Nope. These are ways to earn official extra credit. They get rewarded for landing internships, publishing papers, and getting those big-name industry certifications. Because let's be honest, what's the ultimate goal here? It's not about the grade, it's about the job. And the course is crystal clear about that. They hold resume reviews and do mock job interviews right there in class. The real finish line isn't the final exam, it's that job offer. And that brings us to the final, and frankly, the most fascinating part of this whole syllabus, the part they call the unteachable attitude. This is like the secret ingredient, the thing that separates someone who's just knowledgeable from a true expert. Now, this is a direct quote from the syllabus, and wow, is it powerful? Think about what it's saying. It's suggesting that the perfect straight-A student, the one who's good on paper, might be the very person who crumbles under the real-world pressure and failure that is just a normal part of a cybersecurity career. Which leads to this brilliant distinction they make. Being book smart? Sure, that gets you through your exams. But being people smart, knowing how to handle pressure, how to deal with difficult people, how to bounce back from failure, that's what gets you through an actual career. They're basically teaching emotional intelligence as a core skill. And then there's this piece of advice, which feels like it's straight out of a philosophy book. Thank your enemies. What a wild thing to see in a syllabus. It's really a lesson in resilience, right? About turning opposition into an opportunity and building a network of support in unexpected places. It's all about managing your mindset. And this isn't just a vague idea. They've actually built a whole framework for it. They call it KSA plus attitude. So for knowledge, the principle is all about teamwork. A group walks farther. For skill, it's about lifelong learning, always being ready for the next jump. For ability, it's that classic stay hungry, stay foolish. And for attitude, it's all about fostering a positive mindset. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that all sounds nice, but does it actually matter for their grade? Well, how about this? 30%. A full 30% of the final grade is based on what they call regular performance, and that explicitly includes class participation and, you guessed it, having a good attitude. They are literally grading the mindset. So it all leaves us with one massive question. Is this unique blend, this combination of deep knowledge, practical, real-world skills, and a carefully developed attitude, is this the blueprint for how we should be creating experts in every field? Looking at this, it's hard not to think the answer is a huge yes.